Hi, I'm Lisa K. Donner, along with Andrew Moran, Sarah Cowgill, Jim Fight, and Graham Noble. And this is the Conservative Five, Liberty Nation's online TV news program. Americans have watched prices rise since Joe Biden took office. But to hear the administration tell it, this is just the natural order of things. It's certainly not their fault. All the disastrous decisions and aftershocks only began when Russia invaded Ukraine, right? Well, there's a term for this, Bidenomics, defined as when your policies cause a 40-year high in inflation and a looming fear of a bona fide recession. Our economics sage in Canada, Andrew Moran, is with us to translate Bidenomics speak. Andrew, what's the deal?
Well, I don't know if you guys combed through the Bureau of Labor Statistics report, the February one.
Oh, yes. I was reading that.
You know, we all do that over coffee.
Sure. Yeah. Easy reading.
But you know what? It was amazing because balloon prices were also surging because of the inflation.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
But anyway, so you know,
Well, you really worked to
nobody laughs.
man.
Nobody laughs. Fine. But yeah, you know, this is so frustrating to watch because you watch the economic data every single month. You know, when they say it's Putin's price hike, it completely devoid of reality. You know, Joe Biden and Nancy Pelosi, they were at that Democratic caucus conference and saying, "Oh, this is all Vladimir Putin's fault, and government spending doesn't add to inflation." It's as if inflation never existed until March 2022. You know, the last CPI report from BLS, everything was up across the board. And that report came out, all those numbers were before the invasion. Wheat was up, gasoline was up, you know, men's apparel was up, audio equipment was up, everything was up. And this whole idea that government spending doesn't contribute to inflation. What the heck do you think happens with the deficits when the government spends more than it takes in, which is, you know, now the de facto policy of fiscal policy in Washington? The Federal Reserve swoops in, monetizes the debt, and then prints out all this money to cover that monetization. So this whole administration suggests everything they say makes about as much sense as a Colorado Rockies signing Chris Bryant to third base. I think only Tiff's going to get that, and Lisa's going to get that. But yeah, overall, I mean, Bidenomics, the number one rule of Bidenomics is don't blame me for anything. Okay, and maybe that's the, you know, economic doctrine of most presidents. But you know, that's,
but you know, Sarah, doesn't that work? I mean, you know, just blame it on somebody else. Doesn't that?
Well, it seems to be working. I mean, if you ask the electorate, it's not working. But if you ask the media and everybody,
wait a minute. His numbers actually have Biden's numbers. I believe. Is anybody out there can second this thought? Or I swear I read.
It's the patriotism bump, Lisa.
Okay, all right, but his numbers have gone up, right?
Yes,
Slightly, yes. Not even a lot though, which is.
So can he just play this out to the midterms, Sarah? That's my question.
No, midterms are a long way away in the political grand scheme of things. So anything could happen tomorrow. I mean, he can't hold Russia out and claim success until November. He just can't. So, you know, all of the things that are going on, he either fixes them now or he's got a whole bunch of mad people going to be knocking on his door.
I just find it amusing that, coming back to you know, what Andrew was saying about the national debt, and of course there's a, you know, difference between talking about the deficit and the debt. But as far as I understand, and I could be wrong about this, maybe I misheard, but as far as I understand, Nancy Pelosi actually claims that government spending reduces the debt. I'm pretty sure that she did not say reduces the deficit. But reduces the debt. So I want to know, if government spending reduces debt, why aren't we running just like the massive surplus at the moment? I mean, we should be rolling in money, really. We should be handing out money like confetti to the rest of the world. That's the thing. We are.
Well, apparently we are, Graham.
Right.
There you have it.
For your bamboo toilet paper. Jim, go ahead.
I was saying, there you have it, Graham. We are handing out money to the rest of the world.
I actually ended up answering my own question. Yes.
Yeah. Look, this whole don't blame me thing, even if there wasn't just like recent history to disprove them, even then, this would actually work a little better if it hadn't been his response to every single thing since taking office.
Did you say just might would? Did
Yeah,
you
I
just
was
say
thinking about
just
that
might
too.
would?
Just might would. Is that Arkansas?
Just might would. That's
Just might
Arkansas
would,
speak,
yeah.
baby.
Welcome to the country. Anyways,
But you were gonna say it really is, everything has gone to hell in a handbasket economically because of Putin. You were gonna actually defend that. So I
No,
want to
no,
hear
no.
that.
not exactly. I'm not defending Putin. I'm saying that I think Biden is making the right choice and not acting. And the reason for that is look at everything else he's done since taking office. He screwed everything up. He has a lot of reason to be afraid to take action until he has no other choice.
Yeah, another reason why we like Congress, as my libertarian friend Scott Cosenza often says, it's great that the wheels of Congress turn slowly. That's exactly how we want them to go, not rapidly.
Hey, look, if they're not busy, if they're not at each other's throats, what are they doing to us? That's the question.
The thing that Congress does best is recess.
Yes.
I know. I was kind of shocked the other day to see all of them assembled in an auditorium at 9 a.m. dressed and ready to go.
Hey, for any lover of liberty, that's terrifying.
Yeah. All right. So just some final words on Bidenomics, Andrew, and then we're out.
Well, I think over the next few months, until these midterm elections, you're going to constantly hear that Putin's price hike, Putin's price hike. If you look at the numbers, they're all going to go up, and it's not because of Putin. Men's apparel is not because of Putin. The higher price of milk is not because of Putin. All these policies that the administration has acted, all this spending, all this inflation that's been going on in Washington, it's not because of Putin. It's because of the inept members of Congress. It's because of how terrible President Biden's economic agenda is. It's because of how disastrous the Federal Reserve has been and how behind the curve it has been. So there's so many factors connecting back to Washington and the swamp that it's not, you can't just pass it on to Moscow, to blame everything on inflation on him.
Yeah. It may come down to, could it be just as simple as the guy in the Oval Office? Just saying. Thanks, panel. That's it for our Conservative 5 panel today. Check out our other C5 shows and segments on your favorite video platform. YouTube, Vimeo, Rumble, we're on them all. As well, Liberty Nation has its own Roku channel where you can see all of our TV productions. Thanks for tuning in, and remember, surf on over to libertynation.com. Join us on the Member Zone, just $17.76 for the year. Thanks to our fantastic editor and post coordinator, Frank DiOrio, and our executive producer, Sarah Calgill. I'm Lisa K. Donner, editor-in-chief. Thanks for joining us today. This has been a production of libertynation.com, where truth is making a comeback.